Let's watch this Robert Greene video and then we'll talk about how this is literally the key. This is the path to thrive beyond narcissistic abuse. He said, when you look at the world as a game full of actors playing these games, then you don't get upset anymore. You don't get triggered. You don't wish that things are different. You don't take anything in this world personally. He says that life's a game, and if you create some distance from it, then you start to observe it instead of absorbing it. This allows you to navigate life much more easier than if you were to take things personally and internalize things. He ends it by saying that life's a game and that you're just enjoying watching it, you're enjoying playing it, and you're playing it well. How do we go from a traumatized, deeply hurt narc survivor to just enjoying the game? So let's reframe, right? If you're a narc survivor, then you've experienced some truly deep and hurtful things, And ultimately, if you view life as a game, then this is the biggest blessing that you could have ever gotten. Number one is that you've experienced the pain and the hurt that other people can cause. So now you can have empathy for people and treat people with kindness and know to right your wrongs and know not to hurt other people. Number two is you know how it feels like to not understand that life's a game, to not understand what gaslighting is, to not understand what manipulation is, to be left confused and hurt and broken by these tactics that the narcs use. You know the pain of emotional abuse. You know the pain of being invalidated. Although it hurts like hell, it's the greatest blessing you could have ever gotten. You finally step out of absorbing it though. You're part of a narc family cult. You didn't know any better. They normalize emotional abuse and silence and just invalidating your emotions and gaslighting. They normalize that. You had to absorb that because that's all you knew. You had to absorb because no one taught you that that's about themselves, not you. You had to absorb to know the pain so that you can persevere and build patience and wisdom and truth and value the truth. But this is what I see a lot of narc survivors get stuck in, is that they never snap out of absorbing. We just continue to view it our whole life. We never knew that we had to switch from absorbing to observing. Robert Greene said you were meant to step back into observing the game, right? To enjoying the game. To see red flags and see people that you may attract narcissists and to see, oh, I know how this goes, and walk away instead of absorbing it and getting sucked in and feeling like those red flags are familiar. For those narc abuse survivors who believe and feel like as you get older it gets worse, and even as a psychology background, it's your brain is neuroplastic, yes, but as you get older and you pass the adolescent period, it's way harder for your nervous system and your secure attachment style. It's way harder for you to shift into that than it is if you were in your adolescent or younger child period. So if you're watching this, starting now, start shifting to observing. And I do this on a day-to-day basis. When the narcs in my life try to trigger me or start arguments with me, initially my body reacts the same way. It goes into fight or flight. I get so anxious. I get so tense. They trigger literal panic attacks in me when I've never had anxiety or never had panic attacks. But initially, that's how my body reacts. But then I'll go for a walk. I'll listen to music. I'll literally distract the hell out of myself. Initially, right? Distraction is not a good thing for long term because it leads to avoidance. But as a narc abuse survivor, initially you have to distract the hell out of yourself when they trigger you. You can't allow yourself to feed into that anxiety, to feed into the conversation, to keep defending yourself, and to keep trying to show them your perspective and your side. You have to disengage immediately, and all that anxiety, just go for a walk, listen to music, distract yourself. Like today, they try to trigger me, and then I walk outside. Immediately, I see a butterfly, a freaking butterfly, and I just stood there and I was watching it. And I said, this will be the highlight of my day, not this dysfunctional conversation. And I just was looking at the butterfly and just like, wow, what a beautiful butterfly. What a beautiful day. Distracting myself so that I wouldn't get sucked back into that emotional pull. Then I walked. I went on a walk. And in the walk, I'm listening to music, I'm vibing, and just immersing myself back into my body, into my space, into my feeling. And I'm like, the thoughts of the situation kept coming into my head where I'm like, but they didn't know. I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to keep going and talking to them and just engaging because they just triggered this sense of defending myself and speaking my truth and having them hear me and understand me when they choose not to do that. But that's how you shift into observing, because you allow yourself to not get sucked back into it when it happens. And slowly, hopefully, one day, we won't get triggered by it. We'll be easily like, oh, okay, yeah, you are just saying some nonsense, alright. But as a narc survivor, we have to train our bodies. It's going to take a while. And so, yeah. And later on is when I was like fine, and I was okay, I was back to this is my day, you know, having a great day. I saw a butterfly. When I was back to that moment was when I went and thought about the situation again. Alright? But we can't do that initially. We get so sucked into it. You absorb it, and then that's what they want. They want to just have one 30-second conversation of them talking some BS, of them emotionally spewing trash on you to ruin and derail your whole day. And for you your whole day and your whole energy to be focused on that. And no, we're not going to absorb anymore. We're going to observe it as just something that happened in the day. And now, later on, now, my day is great. And in the past, these situations would derail my whole day because I was absorbing it. But now when you shift into observing, it just becomes, oh, alright. But yeah, I hope I explained that well. But this is literally what I have to do, because you can't allow yourself to get sucked in anymore. And you have to give yourself the space and distance, right, to be able to observe, because we weren't raised in a secure family dynamic. They weren't trying to talk to me so that we can have a conversation and that they can get their needs across and I can be like, okay, I understand. They were just spewing out all this stuff onto me because they were emotionally unregulated and they were trying to use me to regulate themselves, and I was going to argue back and talk back and defend myself back, right? But that would just be training ourselves to keep in that cycle. I just went on a rant low-key, but I pray that this reaches the right people, and this literally has been helping me, because I don't care what anyone says. Being part of a narc abuse, narc family cult, I will not remain, my nervous system, I will not remain that way, and it won't get worse. I'm not speaking that over myself. And I'm slowly, every day, every interaction, even while engaging with them, shifting myself to step out of that, because we were not meant to forever just be stuck and victimized and hurt and triggered by them. We weren't meant to do that. So here, let's start beyond the abuse. This is Aisha. Welcome, and let's heal together. Thank you for listening.